Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, the 7th of May. I am again struck by the wise words of wisdom that Paul gives in Romans. Today, reading the latter part of Romans 14, verses 13 through to the end. Now, obviously, my understanding is that Paul is talking to the church in Rome. He's talking to fellow Christians, and he's saying, within yourselves, live in such a way as not to. And he uses this incredible description, which really spoke powerfully to me, so that we live in a way that is not a stumbling block to other folk. And I thought how incredibly wise that is. We've used the examples over the last few days of not criticizing one another and saying, well, or judging one another and saying, well, you eat one thing and I don't believe that is right. For myself, I don't believe that's right. Accept that it's for yourself and that other people are different to you. Remembering that these are people who all claim to be and are Christians, part of the body of Christ. So don't criticize one another because they eat this or that and you disagree with it. The reason being is that we are to love one another and we are to live in relationship with one another. Difficult to live in relationship with someone if you do not love them. And you love them because you accept them and you acknowledge them and you realize that they too are loved by Christ, that he too died for them just as much as he loves you and died for you. And so because of this love and this relationship, we do not criticize or judge other people, so that we do not even inadvertently put a stumbling block in their way. For me, if you put a stumbling block in the way of somebody, you create doubt, and out of the doubt comes confusion, and out of all of this comes then a temptation from Satan himself or other little voices whispering in their heads to say, why don't you just change your conviction? Why don't you just do this or do that? And the people can be so easily and so quickly led astray, all because potentially of that criticism, that judgment that you gave them because they do not do their Christian practice the way you do. Who's to say that you are right and everyone else is wrong? So do not put a stumbling block in someone else's way. I was just thinking quietly about some examples. I know that for many Christians, a Friday is a day when they eat fish and not meat. So if I knew that a friend was coming who practiced that discipline in their own life, then Jenny and I would very simply have only fish on that Friday. They're our guest. We honor them by having fish. And if I go to their house, I don't expect them to make a second dish of meat for me. I would be more than happy to eat the fish with them. How horrible would it be if they were your guests and you said to them, well, we're having meat, and I know you don't like meat. Sorry about that, but I did make some extra salad for you. So there's a few extra rather dry, limp pieces of lettuce and whatever else you put into salad, tomato, etc. And that's what their supper must be. That's not respect. Your friend probably wouldn't want to remain your friend for long after that. So respect people. And as we go through this weekend, acknowledge the differences. Don't be ashamed because you are different and you have a different practice to other Christians. As long as you are a Christian, you stand before the Lord and you are fine. So folks, have a wonderful weekend. Don't judge others and don't let them judge you. Don't you be a stumbling block for them and don't let them be a stumbling block for you. Have a wonderful weekend and grow in your relationship with God, your love for him. Realize his love and desire for relationship with you and practice that love and relationship with fellow Christians, whoever they are, and no matter how different they may be to you. God bless. Have a wonderful weekend.